When a woman truly loves you, sometimes her actions can seem confusing. One of the most puzzling things men often face is when she suddenly goes silent or ignores you, even though deep down she's deeply in love. It's easy to misinterpret that silence as rejection, indifference, or even a sign she's losing interest. But in reality, many times her silence is a test. It's not about punishing you and it's not about pushing you away. It's about seeing what kind of man you really are when she pulls her energy back. Women test in ways that men usually don't. They're not going to come out and ask you directly if you're confident, strong, and emotionally centered. Instead, they observe. They watch your reactions, your patterns, your composure. And one of the clearest ways they do this is through silence. When she ignores you, she's checking to see if you fall apart without her validation, if you get needy and start chasing, or if you remain calm and steady. This test isn't conscious most of the time. It's instinctive. Deep love makes her want to know if she can fully trust you with her heart, and silence becomes her way of finding out. Imagine this. She doesn't reply to your messages right away, or she seems distant when normally she's affectionate. For a man who doesn't understand women, panic sets in. He thinks something is wrong, he assumes she's pulling away, and he starts to chase harder. He sends multiple texts, he calls nonstop, he demands answers, and in doing so, he fails the very test she set before him. Because what she's really looking for is emotional strength, the ability to stay grounded even when she isn't giving him constant attention. When a woman is in love, her emotions are powerful. That love makes her vulnerable. She wants to know that the man she's giving her heart to won't crumble when she steps back. Her silence is not meant to hurt him. It's meant to reveal his true character. And this is where so many men sabotage themselves. They see ignoring as a threat rather than as an opportunity to show calmness, patience, and masculine stability. The truth is, women don't admire men who fall apart without them. They don't respect men who become insecure the moment they stop receiving attention. What they admire, what makes them feel safe and deep in their love, is a man who stays unshaken. When she ignores you, the strongest move you can make is to continue living your life, focusing on your goals, maintaining your frame. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't get angry. You remain centered. And that tells her everything she needs to know. It shows her you're not dependent on her attention to feel whole. It proves to her that your love for her is strong, but your sense of self is even stronger. Sometimes silence is her way of recalibrating her emotions. Love can be overwhelming for a woman, and ignoring you gives her space to breathe. But beneath it all, she's watching closely. She's noticing if you trust her enough to give her that space, or if your fear drives you to smother her. That's why silence becomes one of the most important tests of love. It's not the end, it's a mirror, reflecting back to her who you are when she steps away. If you stay calm and centered during these moments, her respect for you grows, and respect is the foundation of love. A woman may feel attraction for many men, but she only stays in love with the one she respects deeply. Passing her test of silence shows her that you're that man, the one who won't be shaken by mood swings, delays, or distance. It reassures her that she can trust her emotions with you because you're strong enough to handle them without losing yourself. So when she ignores you, don't see it as a threat. Don't react from fear or insecurity. See it for what it really is. Her way of testing the strength of your love, your patience, and your emotional stability. The man who stays calm in the face of silence is the man she falls deeper in love with because she knows she can trust him. And trust is what transforms love into something lasting. That's why women test through silence. When a woman is deeply in love, she feels emotions on a level that can be overwhelming. Love opens her up in ways she can't always control. It makes her vulnerable. It exposes her fears, and it creates a storm inside that sometimes feels bigger than she can handle. And because of that, when she ignores you, it doesn't always mean she's losing interest. In fact, it's often the exact opposite. Her silence can be a defense mechanism, a way of pulling back just enough to regain balance and protect herself from drowning in those emotions. Love isn't light for a woman. It's heavy, it's consuming, and it touches every part of her being. When she's falling hard, her mind races with questions. Can I trust him with my heart? Is he going to be there for me? Am I safe to love this much without being hurt? The more she loves you, the bigger the risk she feels she's taking. And with risk comes fear. Fear of loss, fear of abandonment, fear that she might give her whole heart to someone who doesn't know how to handle it. When those emotions get too intense, her instinctive response is to step back, to ignore you, to create distance. That space isn't always about you. It's about her needing to protect her heart from being overwhelmed. And here's the paradox. The stronger her love, the stronger that fear becomes. So when she goes quiet, it's not a sign that she doesn't care. It's often a sign that she cares too much. Her silence is her way of keeping control over feelings that feel like they're taking over. And this is where many men fail to see the truth. They misread her silence as rejection and start panicking. They chase harder, send constant texts, call repeatedly, and push her for reassurance. But what they don't realize is that their reaction makes her pull away even further, because the more they push, the more suffocated she feels. What she really needs in that moment isn't chasing, it's space. She needs to breathe, to process, to find her emotional balance again. When a woman is deeply in love, ignoring you is often her way of seeing if she can trust you to handle her vulnerability. She's testing to see if you'll stay calm when she pulls back. Will you keep moving forward in your own life with strength and certainty, or will you crumble without her attention? A man who understands this dynamic doesn't take her silence personally. He knows it's not rejection, it's self-protection. And instead of reacting with fear, he stays composed, patient, and centered. Think about it this way. If love is a fire, then sometimes the flames burn so hot that she instinctively steps back to avoid getting consumed. She doesn't want to lose herself in you completely because that loss of control is terrifying. Ignoring you gives her a moment to cool down, to remind herself that she's still in control of her emotions. But once she feels safe again, she comes back, often with even stronger desire. The distance wasn't to punish you, it was to protect her. And this is where your role as a man becomes crucial. If you respond with insecurity, anger, or neediness, you confirm her fears that loving you might be dangerous. But if you stay grounded, if you give her the freedom to step back without punishing her for it, you show her that she can trust you with her heart. That trust makes her love deeper because she sees you as strong enough to handle all of her passion, her fears, her vulnerability. But it's important to understand that a woman in love isn't always rational with her emotions. Love isn't logical, it's emotional. And emotions can be messy. Sometimes the deeper her love, the more she needs to create temporary distance just to manage the intensity of what she feels. When she ignores you, it may hurt your ego, but it's not about rejection, it's about survival. It's about her trying to manage feelings that scare her with their intensity. That's why patience is key. Instead of panicking, stay focused on your mission, your goals, your purpose. Continue living your life with confidence and let her come back when she's ready. The strength of a man is shown not in how hard he chases, but in how steady he remains when she pulls away. That steadiness is what reassures her that she's safe to love you fully without fear that her emotions will push you away. So when she ignores you, remember this. It's not a sign of fading love. It's often the strongest evidence of how deeply she feels. Her silence is her way of protecting herself from the overwhelming vulnerability that love brings. The more she loves you, the more she risks, and the more she needs to know you can handle it. And if you pass that test by staying calm and strong, Her love for you won't just return, it will grow even deeper. And that's why sometimes when a woman is deeply in love, she ignores you to protect her heart. When a woman deeply loves you, one of the reasons she may ignore you is because she wants to see if you are truly secure without her constant attention. Men often underestimate how much women pay attention to subtle details. They don't just listen to your words, they study your energy, your composure, your behavior when things don't go your way. And nothing reveals that faster than when she decides to pull back her attention. It's in those quiet moments, when she's not texting you or showering you with affection, that she gets to see who you really are underneath. Women instinctively know that most men crave validation. They know many men are addicted to attention and feel lost without it. So when she ignores you, she's not just being cold, she's observing. She wants to see if you'll panic, if you'll start chasing, if you'll crumble the moment she withholds affection. Because if you do, she immediately senses insecurity. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who cannot stand on his own 2 feet without constant reassurance. On the other hand, if she sees that you're unaffected, that you stay calm and steady, that you remain focused on your own purpose, her respect for you grows. She realizes you don't need her validation to feel whole. You enjoy her presence, but you're not dependent on it. And that difference is what separates the men she admires from the men she only tolerates. When a man is secure, he doesn't chase when she ignores him. He doesn't blow up her phone or demand answers. He simply continues moving forward with his life, staying aligned with his mission, confident in who he is. That kind of composure reassures her that she can trust him because he's not a man who gets rattled by silence. He's not going to fold under pressure. He's not going to lose himself just because she needs space. And this matters because women want to love without fear. They want to know that if they give their heart completely, they're giving it to a man strong enough to carry it. If you prove through your actions that you are secure, even in moments when she ignores you, she feels safer loving you fully, that's when her affection deepens. That's when her admiration grows. That's when she knows she's with a man who is grounded, confident, and unshakable. So when she ignores you, don't see it as a threat. See it as an opportunity to show her who you are. Your ability to stay calm and secure in those moments is what makes her love stronger, not weaker. And that's why sometimes ignoring you is her way of testing if you're truly confident without her attention. When a woman is deeply in love, one of the most surprising reasons she might ignore you is because space has the power to make her desire grow. Love isn't built in constant contact. In fact, when you're always around, always available, and always present, she doesn't get the chance to truly feel what life is like without you. Desire needs contrast. And space creates that contrast. When she steps back and ignores you, whether consciously or unconsciously, she's creating the distance that allows her feelings to intensify. Think about it. The human mind craves what it doesn't have. When something is always in front of us, we stop appreciating it fully. But the moment it's absent, we begin to long for it. The same is true in love. When a woman isn't around you, she starts replaying the moments, the energy, and the emotions you bring into her life. That silence, instead of weakening her love, actually deepens it. It gives her the space to reflect, to realize just how much your presence means. Men often misunderstand this dynamic. They think love is about constant reassurance, nonstop communication, and never letting her feel a gap. But the truth is, when you allow that gap, when you don't chase or force connection during her silence, you let her emotions build naturally. By ignoring you, she's not necessarily pulling away forever. She's letting herself miss you. She's allowing desire to grow in the background, and when she comes back, her feelings are stronger than before. And this is why patience is so powerful. If you panic when she ignores you, if you chase and push for closeness, you rob her of the chance to feel that longing. You interrupt the natural cycle of desire. But if you stay calm, continue focusing on your own life, and give her that space, you actually fuel her love. Because when she returns, she does so with deeper passion, realizing that the absence only made her want you more. Space is not the enemy of love, it's the fuel of it. When a woman ignores you while being deeply in love, she's not cutting off connection permanently. She's allowing the bond to breathe, to stretch, to strengthen. She's letting the silence remind her of how powerful her emotions for you really are. And when you understand this, you stop fearing those moments of distance. You embrace them, knowing that they're not a sign of weakness in the relationship, but a way for her to fall even deeper. And that's why sometimes ignoring you when she loves you is her way of letting desire grow stronger.